Hey everybody, this is D Hunter, bringing another action figure review. Today, we're going to look at the McFarlane DC Multiverse Ambush Bug. Ambush Bug is a very obscure character in the DC universe, kind of Deadpool-esque as far as he broke the fourth wall, he's aware he's a comic book character, he doesn't have a lot of powers besides his teleportation. I got this guy from the McFarlane toy store, ordered the bundle, took advantage of the bundle discount and the coupon code, and got these guys for less than retail even after shipping and taxes. So let's take a look at the packaging. As you can see at the top, 22 moving parts, McFarlane Toys, ages 12 plus, DC Multiverse Ambush Bug. Here he is in the package. He has his little stuffed animal, display stand, and collector's card. One side of the package, Ambush Bug, DC Classic, Ambush Bug. At the bottom, there's his barcode, if that helps anybody. And at the back, here's Ambush Bug posed in front of a sketch city. So with no further ado, let's open him up. And like I said, I got the bundle from the McFarlane toy store consisting of Ambush Bug, Mr. Freeze, and Booster Gold. Alright, now that this figure out of the package, here he is with all his accessories laid out. We have a display stand, collector's card, one alternate hand totaling 3 interchangeable hands, and then his little stuffed animal, Cheeks. Before we tailor all that, let's talk about and check out the figure. So this is Ambush Bug. His real name is Erwin Schwab, but that may or may not be the case as he has mental problems that prevents him from truly understanding reality around him. That's probably why he's aware that he's a fictional comic book character. He sort of broke the fourth wall, kind of like Deadpool. He's a funny character, pretty weird looking too. His suit comes from another world. Someone named Brumel, which is sort of a reference to Jor-El, sent the suit from their doomed planet and it made it to Earth. He got the suit, and it gives him the ability to teleport. Since then, he doesn't need the suit anymore. He can teleport whenever he wants. So let's take a look. Now, an ambush bug is a real thing. It's a green, really ugly bug with big antennas. So you can see where the name comes from. Let's start with his face. He's a smiling, happy-go-lucky kind of guy. He's got weird blue sort of bug eyes and these big, giant antennas. They're pretty sturdy, but do be careful with those things. I put a lot of my figures into a storage bin. This guy will not be allowed to go in there. Bald head, very thin body. I believe it's the John Kent body. And when I saw Ambush Bug on the leaked list, that's the first thing I thought. They're definitely going to use the John Kent body because, hell, it's frankly damn near perfect for him. Most everything is pretty blank, very little detail, but that's how he looks. Double jointed knees, double jointed elbows. Ambush Bug, a very obscure character in the DC universe, and I love the obscure characters, but personally I have no attachment to Ambush Bug whatsoever. And a closer look at his face and head sculpt, just looks like a fun, happy guy. Big, giant antenna. And here's the figure, broken down as far as he can go, with all of his removable parts detached. Now let's check out the accessories, starting off with the boring stuff. He has that typical McFarlane display stand, nothing special here. It's thin, it's basic, but does get the job done. Here's his collector's card. As you can see, it's an image of Ambush Bug in front of sort of a sketch city, breaking the fourth wall. Ambush Bug, DC Classic. On the backside there is a description. If you want to read that, pause now. Now let's look at his hands. He has a total of 3 of them, 1 right hand and 2 left hands. And the weird thing is, the alternate left hand was in a little baggie taped on the inside of the package. Not in the clamshell like normal, so it seemed like maybe it was an afterthought. They weren't originally going to include an extra hand, but they thought, let's go ahead and do it. I've never seen an accessory in a little baggie taped on the inside of the package. They usually display everything for you to see on the front. Here's Ambush Bug with his first pair of hands. His right hand is that open hand that came with John Kent. Not a fan of that hand. And his left hand is a fist. And he has 1 alternate left hand. This is a gripping hand. He also has this little stuffed animal called Cheeks. Cheeks is a stuffed animal that fell off a garbage truck, fell through a window, and he thought it was a real boy. He took it, dubbed it as a sidekick. Him and Cheeks dressed up in similar superhero outfits. He called him Cheeks, the Toy Wonder. Like I said, Ambush Bug is kind of mentally unstable. So we have Cheeks here. It's a little sort of doll or toy. It's in a superhero outfit. Letter C on it. You can see he kind of holds it to the side. Does that a lot in the comics. Zero articulation. Still, pretty cool accessory. Here's Ambush Bug holding his doll Cheeks. Now I wanted to check out the reuse and similarities between this Ambush Bug and the John Kent body. John Kent was the first figure to use it. but here's the Flashpoint Superman, which shares the most parts with Ambush Bug. So, obviously, the heads are different, but the torso is the same, the arms are the same, even the same hands, the diaper's the same, the legs and the feet are the same. It's 100% the same figure with a different head, and of course a different paint job. And just like Ambush Bug, all 10 of these figures utilizes the John Kent body, Impulse, Jim Gordon Batman, Nightwing, Ambush Bug, Superman, John Kent Superman, Connor Kent Superboy, Wallace West Kid Flash, and Beast Boy. It's a thin, lean, basic body, works for a lot of different things. Now that they've taken a pretty good look at both the figure and its accessories, let's check out his height. From bottom to the top of his head, standing at about 6.9 inches tall, which can translate to 17.5 centimeters. And if you go to the top of the antenna, 7.7 inches tall. And for his articulation, starting with his head, of course, you can rotate from side to side. You can look up and down a littlest bit. He does have some slight sort of sculpted ridges on top of his head. You can tilt his head from one side to the other. Shoulders on a ball joint goes up more than 90 degrees. Up, down, around. He's got the butterfly ring between his shoulder and chest, increasing the range of motion and covered with a large gap. Bicep cut. Double jointed elbows. His wrist, rotate. It's also hinged. Double ball joint in the torso. Rotate around, forward and back. Another one in the waist. Rotate around, forward and back. Between the two, pretty good range of motion. Legs, complete as splits. McFarlane style hip joints. Rotation, it's minimal, but there on him. Then go forward, about that far, a little bit more to the sides. Back, not much. Double jointed knees. And his ankle. Forward and back. Rotate. Tilt. Rock. And of course, articulation. Here's a look at Ambush Bug walking down the city streets, holding his little doll cheeks. You can see everything is sort of sketched and penciled in like a comic book behind him. He's breaking the fourth wall. Part of mental illness, I guess, makes him self-aware that he's a comic book character, a fictional one. Now let's check him out next to some other action figures, starting off with some of the McFarlane DC Multiverse figures. Here he is, next to the rest of his wave. We have the Batman the Animated Series repaint of Mr. Freeze, Ambush Bug, and then Future Scent Booster Gold. Here's Ambush Bug, next to another really obscure DC character, Captain Carrot. These guys are definitely F-listers in the Justice League. They're only called on when everybody else is incapacitated or busy. Here's the McFarlane Ambush Bug, next to the Mattel 1966 Riddler figure. I always thought this Riddler would have been a great base body for a Mattel Ambush Bug. All they have to do is paint him a little different, give him a different head, and voila, Ambush Bug. Here's the Ted Kord version of Blue Beetle, the Jaime Reyes version of Blue Beetle, Ambush Bug, and Carapace. These are all of the different insect-themed McFarlane DC figures that I could think of. We really need to get a Firefly and Firebug figure. Now let's check him out, next to some other recently released McFarlane DC Multiverse figures. Here he is, next to the Nightmare edition of the Batman Who Laughs, Infected Batman, Mr. Zaz, and the Patina version of the Armored Kingdom Come Batman. These are all McFarlane Toy Store exclusives. Here's Ambush Bug, next to the Kryptonite Doomsday, glow-in-the-dark mega figure. And here he is, next to the McFarlane Collector's Edition Wave 4, Penguin, Captain Boomerang, and Starfire. Then, next to the Target exclusive Gold Label Rival and Cassandra Cain Batgirl. And now, next to the most recent Batman Wave, we have the red and Platinum Chase blue versions of Azrael in his Batman armor, Black and Gray Nightfall Batman, and both the regular and Platinum Detective Comics 27 First Appearance Batman. Here's Ambush Bug, next to the JLA Wave, Collector Build Plastic Man. We have the blue and Platinum Chase red versions of Superman, two fully completed Plastic Man figures, Black Suit Batman, regular and Platinum John Stewart Green Lantern, and regular and Platinum Aquaman. Then, next to most recent Page Puncher Wave, Superman Ghost of Krypton, we have the regular, the Platinum, and the Sketch editions. And finally, next to the Digital Wave, Silver Age Hal Jordan Green Lantern, DC Rebirth Batman, and DC Classics Aquaman. Now let's check him out, next to some action figures from different various companies, so we can see how he fits in, both scale and style-wise, in case you want to know which lines you mix it with. Since he's a McFarlane toy, they're typically the 7-inch scale. I'm going to start off my comparisons with some of the large action figure lines I collect, and work way smaller. But first, let's check him out with some of his McFarlane Toys brothers. In front of you are 5 different action figure lines, all from McFarlane Toys, all 7-inch scale. And now, next to some Jakks Pacific wrestling figures and some DST or Diamond Select toys, here's Ambush Bug next to a box of gummy worms. And here he is with some DC Direct and NECA figures. Then, with both some Mattel and Jazzwares wrestling figures. And now, with some Mezco and Mattel DC figures. Next, with some Mafex and Hasbro Marvel Legends. And finally, with some SH Figure Arts and some Jazzwares Fortnite figures. So overall, Ambush Bug is a cool figure. I think the coolest factor of him is the fact that he's such an obscure character, an F-lister in the Justice League. I like the antennas, I like his face, but the rest of him is pretty bland and boring. His accessory, I'm really happy they included his little doll. That's a fantastic thing for him to hold onto. As far as being an actual action figure, kind of boring. The body is very basic, very smooth, very little detail, but that's accurate to how it should look. If I were to rate this figure, probably give him a 6 out of 10. Combined with the fact that the body is very bland and basic, I do like that he's an obscure character, but he's not an obscure character that I'm familiar with at all and don't really care about too much. So my enjoyment for him is not as high as the other figures. But I do like McFarlane making these deep cuts of figures, like Captain Carrot, or Wave Rider, or Ambush Bug. There's a whole universe of D, C, F, G, H listers out there, and I'd love for them to make some more, especially Batman related. So this is D Hunter. Thank you guys for watching this video. If you liked the video, press like below. If you have anything you want to say with the video, add to the comment section. If you want to see additional action figure reviews from me, press subscribe. I do appreciate when you do that. Once again, this is D Hunter. Thank you guys for watching this video, and I will talk to you guys real soon.